pause in the slow rhythm of his breath, the twitch at the corner of his mouth. We know that he's absolutely listening, that it's always worth bothering. Frey lives in a world of his own making. To come into Frey's presence is to share that world with him, and he's aware of everything we do while we're in it. Sorry, I say yet again, this time to Floss as I stand up, trying to spill her off my feet without disturbing her. She groans and stretches, claws clicking as she pads over to lean against Frey's leg. His hand creeps down to pet the dome of her head. We're all acutely attuned to Frey's emotional state, but Floss, being a dog and unconcerned with human distractions, is by far the most skilled. She knows Frey's absorbing this small disruption to our evening and would appreciate the small kindness of a warm, furry body. People often resent Frey. "Nice work if you can get it," I heard a man say to his wife once as we guided Frey around the supermarket. They never see the effort Frey makes to make sense of a world that isn't built for him. He's in a constant battle with his own body, with the relentless assault on his senses. He longs for connection, but also finds it overwhelming. Frey is one of the hardest working people I know. His work's only invisible if you're not looking properly. I'm thinking about this and about Floss's sweetness, a dog being kind to a distressed human as he tries to manage his own emotional temperature, as I go into the hall to take the call. I'm delaying the moment when I have to hear what's waiting for me. It will involve Noah somehow. He's the only person in my life who's both important enough and disruptive enough to have prodded my mother into calling. Perhaps he's in hospital again. But then it ought to be Dad calling. He's Noah's primary carer and his next of kin. Unless Noah's sneaked away from Dad and gone to see her. It's the sort of thing he might do, especially if he's managed to hide his tablets. Life with Noah is filled with wild elaborations, kinetic energy looking for an outlet. Stealing a car and driving for a few hours would be nothing to him. I have to speak to my mother. I feel suddenly empty and terrified, despite my full belly. Maybe Noah's hurt Dad somehow. Even in the depths of his mania, Noah is still basically a nice person who tries to do no harm. But there's always the possibility of a frantic fight back against restraint, a wild refusal to accept medication. Maybe that's why she's calling. Maybe it's Dad who's in trouble. And if it's Dad, then Noah's on his own. In the tiny fraction of silence before the words arrive, I think, at least it's happened right at a shift change, but if it's bad it might take longer than 2 weeks. I might have to take emergency leave, damn it. "Hello," I say. "Are you there?" My voice isn't quavering or tentative. I'm firm and confident. I'm braced and ready. "Could I speak to Callie Taggart, please?" Not my mother, but a stranger. Not a friend, not a neighbour. They'd sound anxious and maybe a little triumphant. And besides, my mother wouldn't speak to her neighbours. Has never had any friends. This woman is calm and professional, someone who's used to dealing with bad news and sharing it compassionately, but without hesitation. It's a skill I learned myself. The first few times you have to give bad news, you feel as if you yourself might die of it. After that, it gets easier. Something's happened to my mother then. "Speaking," I say. "Miss Taggart, my name's PC Sarah Henderson. I'm sorry to say I have some very bad news." When they say very bad news, no qualifications or modifiers. No, I'm calling from the hospital, but there's no need to panic. Not even you need to prepare yourself for a bad outcome. It means death. She's going to tell me my mother is dead. Death forces you to confront the truth about the way we love. Love is blind, we say to each other. Love is infinite. I couldn't possibly love one of you more than the other. The truth is that death is blind, and death is infinite, and death loves all of us equally. Love is the literal definition of having a favourite. In the moment before the police officer speaks, I find time to be grateful. Thank you, Death, I think. Thank you for not coming for Noah or Dad. Thank you for choosing her instead. You can have our mother, that's fine. Thank you for leaving me, Noah and Dad.